This is the time for all of us to have fun and learn.
So join your hands together and sing.
ABC to X, Y, Z, let's talk of God, you and me. So follow me along this rainbow to Alphabet Heaven. To Alphabet Heaven.
Hi again to all our friends out there. Welcome to Alphabet Heaven. It's great to be back.
Well, in this episode, we're continuing on the series on Laudato Si. Remember the letter that Pope Francis wrote? Well, this time we're going to tell you all about system, moon, and stars.
Yes. Remember our ABC? S stands for sister and stars. And moon starts with M. We really need both the moon and stars at night.
Guess what? Mr. D is back and he's here to tell us all about moon and stars. And he's so much fun. We have a new friend joining us today and his name is Angelo.
He will be our eco-ed person. And he dropped in today to be introduced to you, our friends out there.
Hi Angelo, we are so happy you dropped by. My name is Lauren.
I'm Josh. We are so excited to have you as our eco-ed person.
Hi Lorraine and Josh. Hi there. It's great to be on. Although you won't actually see me, you'll just hear my voice.
Angelo, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you like to do?
I like to play my PS4, I like to play football, and I like to do historical research. But this is the first time ever I'll be a voice on television. It might take a little getting used to, but I'm sure I will enjoy it.
Great! We really look forward to you joining us. We are presently doing a series on St. Francis of Assisi. This episode is on Sister Moon and Stars.
Sounds like fun. Well, I really must go. It was nice meeting you guys, and nice meeting you both. Bye!
Bye Angelo. Thanks for dropping by. Now on to Mr. D, who's going to tell us a little bit about some creatures. One of them starts with a B, and you can only hear them at night.
Hello, my ABC kids.
Hi.
Hello, my ABC kids.
Hi.
All right, and welcome. So, does anybody here like bats?
Yes. No. Why yes?
No, not that type of bat. Like a bat, the animal, a bat.
Oh, a
Yeah?
bat.
Yeah. You don't like bats?
I like bats.
You like bats?
Some bats eat fruit.
Yes, true. Some bats do eat fruit.
like bats.
You like bats as well? You know, bats really have a bad reputation. A lot of people seem to not like them and think that they're kind of creepy. You think they're kind of creepy?
Yeah.
That's not always the case. There are some bats that are pretty cool. In fact, you like birds? No. You don't like birds either? You like birds?
I saw a bat in Parliament.
You saw a bat in Parliament.
A real one.
A real one. Don't bats remind you a little bit of birds though?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because of their wings.
Yeah,
They're
true.
like night birds.
I find bats are like birds of the night, you know, and they're responsible for going all over the place and dropping seeds everywhere. And then plants grow, as you said earlier. Now, this story is not really about bats though, but about the night, the sister moon and stars. Do you remember the reading from Genesis chapter 1?
Yes. With the sun.
Well, there was the one with sun, but I'm going to read another part now. Are you all ready?
Yes.
Do you all want to hear it?
Yes.
Do you all want to hear it?
Yes.
All right, cool. Here we go. Woo. God made two great lights. The greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light, thank you, to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set them in the vaults of the sky to give light on the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. And God saw that it was good. What did God see?
That it was good.
Excellent. All right. So check out this cool bat. So the moon is good, and the stars are good, and night is good. So why do we always think of night as being scary?
It's dark.
Because it's dark? We just said that darkness is good. Maybe we just need to learn to appreciate night a little bit more. We should go and lie down out in the grass and look up at the night sky, and maybe we may be inspired to do a canticle just like St. Francis of Assisi. Be praised, my Lord, for sister moon and stars which you have set shining and lovely in the heavens. In the Bible's creation story, it speaks about how the stars served as a mark for sacred times and days and years. For example, do you all remember that star that guided the wise men?
Yes.
Where did it take them to?
Jesus. Bethlehem.
To Bethlehem. Correct. And to Jesus. So you all are both correct in this instance. Well, the moon itself also does a lot of beautiful things, and we can learn a lot from the moon. For example, do you know that the moon controls the tides?
It's made out of rock.
The moon is a planet up there, and it controls the tides at night. Also, those little stars that you all see shining oh so brightly, they are not actually just stars, but rather they are balls of light and flame that form galaxies and nebulas. So there's a lot that you can learn from the moon and the stars.
And aliens.
And the aliens. All right, so how about we'll read from a little book, a tale about the beauty of the night and how the animals of the night, what they do during that period. For example, the bats, yes, the bats, sorry, how the bats have influenced and done a lot of beautiful things at night. Let's read. Earth's creatures were content. Each dawn, the morning dove greeted the sun as the curtain of night rolled back. Each dusk, the plaintive thrush bade the ball of sun goodbye as the curtain of night unrolled and stretched out across the sky. After night had followed day more times than can be counted, however, the animals and birds that prowl and hunt under cover of darkness grew more and more discontented. One night, they gathered where the sand meets the sea and began to complain loudly. "Night is too dark," the owl hooted. "I'd bump into branches." "My prey gets away," the panther snarled. "I'm hungry." "It's too dark to run," the coyote whined. "I stub my toes on logs and howl." "But the sun is too bright," the slut drawled, "and sometimes wakes me up." "The sun makes my head ache," the owl added, "and I can't think." With grunts and growls, hoots and howls, the night creatures voiced their complaints. All agreed, although it was much too dark, they preferred the night. Day was too bright. They must change the night. But how? Each animal had a different idea and argued loudly about what to do. From far beyond the curtain of night, the mother of all things heard the creatures' noisy grumbling. With a wave of a hand, a wind of silence swirled over the world. "Find a way," she whispered. "You must find a way." In the silence, the owl closed her wise eyes and thought for a long time. Finally, she spoke. "One of us must pull aside the curtain of night. We must let in a little light." The creatures looked up. "Pull back the wide curtain of night?" "Too far away, too hard. Who is strong enough?" "Not I," each said. "Impossible, not I." Finally, the bat wriggled his sharp claws and squeaked. "I'm not strong, true,
But if all the bats in the world fly up and together we grab the curtain of night, maybe we can pull it back a little. The owl nodded. You must try. The word went out. Bats from everywhere gathered as the curtain of night unrolled across the sky. In one enormous swoop and swirl, black clouds of bats headed up into the sky. But the way was long, too long, and the distance far, too far. One by one, the bats fell back to earth exhausted, their wings limp. The sky is too high, they squeaked. Then the coyote had an idea. Cling to my back, and I'll run up the highest hill. From there you can reach the sky. Bats settled on the coyote. Indeed, from the hilltop, they flew higher than before, but not high enough. Next, the sloth said, Cling to me, and I'll climb the tallest tree on the hill. Then you can reach the sky. Bats piled onto the sloth's back. Very slowly, they inched up the tree. Indeed, from the treetop, the bats flew even higher, but not high enough. Stretching his long, night black shape, the panther said, Now it is my turn. Cling to my back, and I'll search out the highest mountain. Surely from its top you can reach the sky. I'll join you, said the owl. My wings are wide, my talons large. Bats crowded onto the panther's back, and the owl perched on his head. Together they climbed the highest mountain. When they reached the peak, they looked up. The sky, almost dark by now, still seemed very far away. Could they reach it? The owl said, We must all fly as high as our hearts will allow. With a mighty whirl, the bats and the owl soared toward the sky. Struggling upward, they flew and flew until they thought their hearts would burst. But no one gave up. This time, they reached the curtain of the night. Every bat grabbed with its claws hanging upside down. They pulled and pulled together. Owl, too, dug in her great talons. She yanked and tugged, but the curtain of the night did not budge. One by one, the bats fluttered wearily to earth. Their wings tattered. Finally, the owl, too, glided down defeated. They had failed. But when the creatures looked up, they were astonished. The dark was not so dark. Wherever the bat's sharp claws had clung, a glitter of light appeared, and where the owl's talons had tugged, a large hole let the light shine through. The mother of all things looked out at the night creatures below. She nodded, pleased. Owl, now you can see to fly, and coyote can run, she said. Panther, you can see to hunt, and sloth, but sloth was stretched out fast asleep. To this day, all creatures that prefer the night welcome the light from the moon and the stars to guide them through the dark. And to this day, colonies of bats crowd together and cling upside down.
Hi to you all out there. I hope you are enjoying our series on God's beautiful creation. Do you remember we learned that the sun is really a star, a big ball of burning gases? We can see thousands of other stars in the sky at night. Those tiny twinkling lights, they are so far away, they appear tiny. Some of the lights in the sky are also other planets reflecting light just like our moon. That means that it orbits around the Earth. The moon does not give off its own light, but reflects light as the sun shines on it. We see the moon and it seems that it is always there. But have you ever wondered how it got there in the first place? The moon was formed about 4.5 billion years ago. Most likely when a huge collision on Earth sent rocks into space. For another billion years, more rocks hit the moon and made large craters and cracks in the crust. The magma inside the moon had not quite cooled and seeped out of the cracks, and lava filled the craters. The lava cooled and formed into new rock. The cooled lava has a higher iron content and does not reflect light as much as the rest of the moon's surface. So from Earth, these areas look darker than the surrounding higher regions. The sun's light reflects off the moon so that we can see it at night. The moon and the stars at night remind us that even when we cannot see the sun, we know that it is still there, as we see it reflecting its light off of them. In the same way, although we may not see God's Son, Jesus, anymore, we know He's still there because we can see His Spirit reflected in those who love us. When God made the universe, He gave us the moon and the stars in the night sky to remind us that His love and His light never leaves us. Bye, until next time.
Thank you both. That looked like so much fun, but I couldn't be there because I had lessons. Maybe next time.
Yes, that would be nice. We hope you are paying attention because we have a very important question for you today.
And the question is, why does the moon shine? 1. Because it is a ball of fire. 2. Because there are lots of Martians on it, shining torches towards Earth. 3. Because the sun's light reflects off of it.
We will tell you the answer at the end of the show. Oh look, Jeremiah is here to tell us about one of the stories of St. Francis. Can you guess which one he will talk about?
We will give you a hint. Let's see. This animal starts with the letter W, and it makes a sound like this at night. Yeah, that's it.
That was a wolf. Did you like my howl? Jeremiah is here to tell us about St. Francis and the wolf. Over to you, Jeremiah.
Hi everyone, here we are again, and today I'm going to tell you about St. Francis and the wolf. St. Francis spoke to animals, and they even listened to him. At one time in his life, St. Francis lived in a town called Agobia. In the woods nearby, there lived a fierce and terrible wolf. The wolf devoured animals, and from time to time, it came into the town and even attacked the people who lived there. They were terrified, and whenever the men went out of the town, they armed themselves as if going into battle. They became afraid to ever leave their town. Francis felt so sorry for the people that he decided it was time to go out and confront this dreaded enemy. The people tried to stop him, but he made the sign of the cross and trusting God as he headed out with his friars. The townspeople followed him at a safe distance. As he got to the road where the wolf was, Francis went ahead alone. The ferocious beast came out growling, baring his sharp white teeth. Francis advanced towards and stretching out his hand, made the sign of the cross over the wolf, saying, "Come here, my friend, you marvelous thing. I command you in Christ's name to not harm me or anyone else." As soon as he spoke, and the wolf stopped growling and in obedience lay down at the feet of St. Francis, as gentle as a lamb. Then Francis spoke to him again. "Friar Wolf, you have done a lot of damage in these parts. You have committed great crimes, destroying and slaying God's creatures without His permission. And not only that, you have also attacked human beings, made in God's image. You are a thief and a murderer, and for this you should be sent to the gallows. All the people of the town are afraid of you. But, Brother Wolf, I would like to make peace with you. If you promise not to injure anyone, the people will not try to kill you. Do you promise this?" The wolf bowed his head. Francis held out his hand, and the wolf lifted up his right paw. Brother Wolf, I want you to go with me peacefully now, in the name of Jesus Christ. The wolf followed him obediently, and he walked into the town with the wolf calmly walking behind him. All the people, men and women, great and small, young and old, came out to look on in astonishment. And when all the folk were gathered, Francis began to preach. My brothers and sisters, Friar Wolf has promised not to harm you anymore. He has done these evil deeds because he was hungry. If you now promise to give him what he needs every day, I assure you that he will live peacefully among you. The people agreed, and the wolf knelt down before him and bowed his head. From that day on, the wolf walked around the town as gentle as a lamb, and the people of Agobia fed him and cared for him. Thanks for watching. I will tell you more about St. Francis in the next episode. Bye.
Thank you, Jeremiah. St. Francis was really amazing. He was not even scared of the wolf. In fact, the wolf listened to him and became friends with everyone in the village.
That's true. Do you know when the wolf died, the people in the town were so sad. They really got to like him.
To our friends out there, I have a great idea. How about drawing a picture about one of the St. Francis stories and emailing it to us at alphabetheaven@gmail.com, and we can share your contributions on one of our episodes.
Yes, that would be nice. There are so many little stories about St. Francis. One of my favorites is about the little hare. Do you know that one?
I think I do. Is that when the people brought St. Francis that little wild hare and he asked it why he got caught?
That's right. The wild hare went into the arms of St. Francis for protection and refused to leave. I just love that story.
Animals really love St. Francis. That was so interesting. To you looking on, don't forget, if you have something to share,
it will be great to have you on Alphabet Heaven. What's next, Josh?
Remember our two friends whose names start with H?
Hank and Haley, that's right, they're back. They were so much fun last time.
Well, let's see what they have in store for us this week.
Gosh, it's really windy tonight. Oh, and it looks like it's a full moon. Whoa, look at how bright the stars are. Oh, wait, a shooting star. Starlight, star bright, the first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might, have the wish I wish tonight. Oops, that's only supposed to be said when I see the first star. But tonight, I can see millions of stars. Stars and planets. Trillions and gazillions of them. But I don't care. I'll still make a wish. I wish that I could fly up to one of those faraway planets. Where am I? What is this place? Hey, you there!
Well, 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 what do you know? You're that girl, the Wisher.
What? No, I'm Haley. Can you tell me where I am?
Sorry, no can answer that. All inquiries go to the man. Follow me.
The man? Well, that's a relief. At least he must be a human.
Mr. Mooney, at your service.
That must mean you are Mr. Mooney, the man on the moon.
That's right. I'm the moon and I play a game. I don't always look the same. Sometimes I'm round, a silver sphere. Sometimes just half of me seems to be here. Sometimes I'm a crescent, shaped like a smile. Sometimes I surprise you and hide for a while. Look up in the sky for my friendly light. What shape will I have when you see me tonight?
Well, you were full when I looked in the sky tonight. And then I made that wish.
A wish upon a star can be a very powerful thing. I'm glad you came. It's not often we get visitors from planet Earth. I'm not surprised you would want to get away, though, because things are getting pretty messy down there.
Messy? What do you mean?
Come and have a look. See? Look here.
Ooh, that's beautiful. Is that the Earth?
Yes, well it is, but although it does look quite pretty, that is what we call light pollution. The fact that we can see all those millions of electrical lights from way up here shows just how much electricity is being used on the Earth.
Yes, I see what you mean.
And look at this image. You see all those swirly things? That's pollution.
Oh, yuck. Well, we really have made a mess of our planet.
Yes. Well, you're welcome to stay here from now on. Luna 1,
Beep, beep.
take Miss Haley to the crater zone and give her some refreshments.
Beep, beep. Follow me.
But I can't stay here. What about my family? My home?
No can answer that. All inquiries go to the man. Follow me.
Oh,
Beep,
not
beep,
that
beep.
again. But where are we going? I must get back home.
Earth. Toxic planet. No access. Follow me.
But what do you mean? I know things aren't perfect, but it's not toxic. I must get back home. I have to tell them, please. I don't want to stay here.
Follow me. Crater zone. New home.
But, please. I wish I could go back home to my beautiful planet Earth. Oh, wake up, Hank, you have to get up.
What's the matter, Haley? What's going on?
It's a mess. There are too many lights, and the ocean is all yellow and swirly.
Haley, calm down. You're having a nightmare. Everything's fine.
But we have to do something. This is our home. We have to care for it. We have to protect it. We have to stop destroying it.
But what can we do to help? We're just kids.
Well, we can try to use less lights for one, and turn off things like the TV and the computer when we're not using them.
I see what you mean, but that's really not going to do anything about pollution. All of that is done by those big factories.
But pollution also comes from littering. Instead of throwing away all those plastic bottles, we can recycle them so they don't end up in the rivers and the oceans and our beaches.
You're right. I'm sure we can do our part. But right now, we need to have some breakfast. We're going to need a lot of energy to save the world. Oh, Haley, look. The sun's out, but you can still see the moon.
Don't worry, Mr. Mooney. We'll fix it.
Thank you, Hank and Haley. I just love them. They're so cute.
Yup, they really are. And such fun too. Any surprises for us today, Lauren?
I'm sure you would like this one. We all know this episode is about moon and stars, right? Well, Jeremiah has a huge telescope.
A telescope? And a huge one? I would just love to see it.
Well, you will see it. As our roving reporter Isabel caught up with him today. Let's have a look.
So, this is my telescope. It's a Celestial Astromaster 102.
So you can actually see the moon and stars from this?
Yes, it's beautiful, isn't it?
So, tell me how it works.
Well, first, you have this handle here, which you can use to adjust the height and see from high to low. And this right here are the focuses. You can use them to see further. You can turn them clockwise to see further. And then you can turn them counterclockwise to see closer. And these here are the extra lenses. You can also use these to see further. This here is a switch. And once this dot here lines up with the other dots, you can use it to track down stars, like a laser beam.
Can I try?
Sure.
Wow, it really is amazing.
Thank you.
So tell me, Jeremiah, how long have you been gazing at the stars?
Well, I only got this telescope for Christmas last year, so not very long.
What do you actually see up there?
Well, there is a lot of constellations. There is, for instance, the Big Dipper, which is shaped like a teapot, and it is part of an even greater constellation called Ursa Major, the Big Thing.
But how do you know how to find things? I mean, everything is constantly moving. Even the Earth is spinning. So how do you know which is which, like Venus or Mars?
I can tell the difference from Venus and Mars because Venus would always be brighter than Mars. Because did you know that you could cook a pizza on the surface of Venus in less than 10 seconds?
Really? I didn't know that. So, how do you know so much about galaxies?
Well, I have this book I read, and I also went to a science center where I saw a video about the galaxy. Would you like to see the book?
Yes, I would like to.
The book is Extreme Stars. You could learn about anything here, from what a star is, what stars are like, how a star is created, why a star is different colors, and what is a red giant and what's a red supergiant. There you go.
Thank you. I never knew about any of those things. Do you think that one day you would like to become a great astronomer and discover new stars?
Yes, I would. And if I find a new star, I will plant it in my name. I would call it Jeremiah. Or detail, it could be part of, if I'm lucky enough, it could be part of an even greater constellation called Jerry.
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. It was fun chatting with you today.
You too.
Thank you, Isabel and Jeremiah. It must have been fun looking through that telescope and learning all about our universe.
I think we really learned a lot today.
Not only about St. Francis, but on the moon and stars. Before we say goodbye, Lauren, how about giving us another wolf howl?
How was that?
You're getting better each time.
Now, before we forget, here's the answer to the question of the day. The question was, why does the moon shine? 1, because it is a ball of fire. 2, because there are lots of Martians on it shining torches towards the Earth. 3, because the sun's light reflects off of it.
The answer is because the sun's light reflects off of it. Well, friends, looks like we ran out of time today. Hope you enjoyed this episode on Sister Moon and Stars.
And look out for more episodes on St. Francis of Assisi. Now for our closing prayer.
Heavenly Father, thank you for all the things you do.
Thank you for the stars and sky, for the hills, fields, and lakes,
for the flowers, trees, birds, and all the animals.
You made all these things, and St. Francis knew that.
Never let us forget your love for us.
Thank you, dear God, for being our Father. Amen. And remember, Jesus rules. Bye. Mixed up, and then I could have the sound was so sad. They really got to like. You have to end the share like if you're ending the share, not continuing the share.
continue